I have always been interested in the Native American traditions. My family had talked about how some of our family members were part of the Blackfoot Nation. And so during my life, I have seeked out any knowledge or people that I can talk to about the native ways. So my journey here in Costa Rica began over 25 years ago. I began investigating the native people of Costa Rica, and I found out that we have over 8 tribes here that still live self-sufficient in nature with diminishing numbers. And that the best place to find Native Americans in Central America is Guatemala, where we still have quite a large population of descendants of the Mayan people. So my journey began as a tourist. I went to Guatemala with a friend of mine from Norway, and we were on a mission to, actually we both wanted to meet indigenous people, and we wanted to learn something more about their medicine, their spiritual medicine, and their culture. And sure enough, we ended up meeting a wonderful couple in Antigua, Guatemala, who, in a very strange way, invited us to come and talk to them if we wanted to know more about our paths. We both thought this sounded wonderful. So we went to the direction that they gave us and knocked on the door, and they took us one by one. And the only thing I gave the lady was my birth date. She asked for my birth date before we did the reading, and then she came and started telling me about my life and who I am. And I thought it was just mind-blowing, completely amazing. I was speechless. I was convinced the lady was psychic. How else would she know all these things about me? Things I've never told anyone. So the reading was very powerful. And so I wanted to know more about them and what they were into. And I asked, do you folks have any literature about what you do or what you practice? What is all this? And they said, oh yes, we have a book. So I bought their book, and I ended up returning to Costa Rica and translating that book from Spanish to English, and learning a lot in the process and having a really great time. And that translation led me to returning to Guatemala to continue studying with them. At that point, they were so happy to have the translation, and they invited me to continue my work with them. And it was a complete honor. And then I ended up getting another prayer document, indigenous prayer document, and translating that over a period of 1.5 years. And then I ended up returning again to Guatemala. So altogether, I've been there 3 times. It's an amazing place. I highly recommend it if you're interested in native indigenous Mayan traditions. They're really amazing people, and Antigua, Guatemala is a super special place on earth for sure. It's completely amazing. So that's how I got into all this. I was very lucky. It was a dream come true. My friend from Norway is the one who encouraged me to return. So never underestimate the value of a good friend. Learning all this stuff has enriched my life greatly. It's been completely awesome. So it's not for everyone. Mostly more spiritually minded people are going to enjoy this type of science. Okay? But everybody could use it to their benefit. So my 3rd trip to Guatemala, I ended up studying the Mayan astrology and then practicing it. And then during that year, I happened to be traveling in Europe and meeting all sorts of perfect strangers. And I was able to do readings for them and see how accurate it was. That beyond space and time, no borders. The Mayan science is accurate. worldwide. It doesn't matter what your language is. This science makes sense. And I know it for a fact. I know it from experience. So I've really put it to the test. I've completely, studied the day signs and the influences of the day. And that's my big thing, is keeping track of the days. That's what it's all about. Knowing where you're at in the Mayan calendar, because each day has a positive affirmation. It's like a prayer. Keeps your mind focused on positive things. So it's really a tool to keep yourself on track, to keep yourself focused on things that are actually important, like your opportunities, knowing when is the right time to do things, being grateful, things like that. Anyway, so folks, it is my pleasure to do the Mayan astrology readings for you. It usually takes 1 hour to complete the Mayan astrology reading for one person. Yet, if you just want a condensed version, we could do that in whatever time you have. And I'm blown away with how accurate the science is. It's, like I said, my reading, it was life-changing for me. And it made me, when I had my Mayan astrology reading done, it made me feel like I'm okay. It's okay to be me. And that's a pretty powerful thing to feel when you've spent your life comparing yourself to other people and wondering why you're not like them. So it sure is nice to know that it's okay to be you. And everybody, it's okay for them to be the way they are too. And there's so much to the Mayan science. I will do more videos about the Mayan science. I can tell you, just like any science, it's who's interpreting it is what really makes it, whether or not you're going to enjoy it. So I find all the calendars to be accurate and precise. I personally work with the Kiche, and I've had my Mayan astrology reading done with other calendars, and actually I found it to be completely amazing as well. So in terms of Native American science, I'm highly impressed with the numerological accuracy, the extensive way that this calendar is used for astrophysics, which means to travel and forward and backward in time using numbers. So, the system is perfect. It is infinite. There is so much to be discovered, and I have only discovered a very, very tiny little piece of the pie. And it's my pleasure to share with you what I've discovered over many years of serious experimentation.